I'm really excited to make this video because I've been thinking about this for a really long time. I think Tina and Tammy are best friends. I think they are actually the true best friends. I think Tina and Tammy are friends over Tammy and Jocelyn being best friends. And I'm going to convince you of this. Not that it needs much convincing. I mean, maybe we're all on the same page.
Tammy and Tina.
Hey, Kendra.
Hey girl, it's me, the fun one.
If you want to understand what I'm talking about, is there someone in your life that you hate? Like your best friend. When you met your best friend or you met someone in your life, was there ever an instance where you hated them first and then you learned to like them? That was a situation with my best friend, who's currently sitting halfway across the world, and I really didn't like her. But she watches all of these videos religiously. I keep a picture of her actually behind this camera because I think I'm talking to her sometimes. But this is not about us. This is about Tina and Tammy. I think some people keep reading Tina and Tammy's relationship as a rivalry.
Oh, kissing is the worst. If you kiss me, you'll end up in a hearse.
Wow, downer. Don't kiss Tina, I guess.
And it is a rivalry, but it's not the kind of rivalry that you're used to. It's not the Jimmy Pesto and Bob rivalry, and even that one's complicated.
This guy's a complete phony.
What is this obsession with him?
I'm not obsessed with him.
Yeah, you are. You're both obsessed. It's like you guys are stalking each other.
It's a kind of rivalry that makes you grow as a person. So let's start with the beginning of their relationship. Tammy was a new girl in school and Tina was asked to show her around the school and make her familiar with things. From the very beginning, Tina and Tammy, it was obvious that they are, even if they're vastly different, like Tammy socially is more caught up with things, or maybe she wants to be a bit more mature and a bit more adult, and Tina is a bit more of a slow burner. But she's not a pushover.
Told Zeke and Jimmy Jr. that we'd hang out at the park tonight and you'd bring margaritas.
No, Tammy, I can't.
Tina, can't you tell that Jimmy Jr. likes the new you?
Yeah, I guess.
Then why do you keep fighting it? I wish I didn't have to force you to have fun.
But you realize from the very beginning they have a lot of similar interests.
It's my erotic friend fiction.
Tina reached towards Jimmy Jr.'s butt. Your lips say no, but your butt says yes? This is hilarious!
It's not meant to be hilarious. It's supposed to be erotic. Maybe you don't understand it.
Oh, I understand. And I'm into it. But never let Jimmy Jr. see this.
Weird interests, and that's actually the fun part about it. They are equally as weird with each other. And I think that's the first instance where it clicked for me. Because I realized that Tammy doesn't judge Tina because she understands Tina immediately. She gets all of the weird thing that this girl is into, and at the same time, Tina also feels super comfortable sharing things with Tammy. Tina and Tammy basically represent one teenage girl. They represent the teenage girl experience, what it's like growing up, where you're constantly thinking about your identity, you're thinking about boys, you're thinking about, well, it doesn't have to be boys, you think about your identity, you're thinking about crushes, you're thinking about all of these things, you know, like you're hyper fixated on yourself, you're hyper fixated on the outside, and when that moment of connection does come, you don't even know how to deal with it because you're so used to being by yourself and you're so used to being judged by everything that it just needs to click. Now, the reason it doesn't work, the reason I said you're going to hate this person when you meet them the first time is because that person represents all of the things that, you know, it's like, what do you hate in this person? You hate the things that they're reflecting back to you. Basically, it's the parts of yourself maybe you're not addressing. I don't know. I'm not a psychiatrist, psychologist. I'm not anything. I'm just chatty. The one thing you'll notice about their relationship is a lot of their arguments are about who is copying who. They're very similar, but they really do argue on who's copying who, whether it comes down to outfits, whether it comes down to stealing ideas from each other, or whatever, you know, Halloween costumes.
Take it off!
I would rather die.
Then you will die!
Maybe because it's just two sides of the same coin, where Tina really thinks about herself and her identity, and she's very reflective, whereas Tammy will overperform. Tammy will put herself out there that this is the kind of person I am. And the reason it works is because Tina actually does register the kind of person Tammy is. She understands Tammy as a person, even if Tammy is being horrible, or even if Tammy is being bratty or entitled. Tina knows there's a good person in there, and Tammy will often turn to Tina more than she will turn to anyone else. She says Jocelyn's her best friend, but if I'm being completely honest, the interactions that Jocelyn and Tammy have say otherwise.
I'm filling in for Tammy, because guys, Tammy's got super lice. Hi, Tammy, I see you. Hurry up and get better. No, take your time.
So right now, they haven't figured it out yet. They haven't figured out their best friends, but you see over the seasons how their relationship gets much better. How the relationship is closer to friendship. I mean, there is a lot of, not just friendship, but like their relationship just gets better and better as the seasons go on. They understand each other.
I have to fart. It's a fear fart. I can't hold it.
Tammy, no, you can't fart at a high school party.
I know that. Don't you think I know that?
They've actually found themselves in a friendship group together. And now if you see it in the newer seasons, they're walking hand in hand with things. It's not only that they're going on adventures together, if they do go on adventures, but they're learning about high school, and they're thinking about everything. They're thinking about crushes, they're thinking about boys, they're thinking about life outside of themselves, but it's from a stance of, I'm not alone or doing this alone. I think there was an episode that happened recently, which was they went to a house party, I think it was Chelsea's, I don't know, but they went to a house party. And it was Tammy who was giving Tina advice, saying, there's going to be a slow song. This is a slow song where you can go dance with Jimmy Jr. It's going to be a whole thing. Don't miss this opportunity. And if they were really rivals, she wouldn't say something like that. She wouldn't say these are the opportunities. In fact, Tammy really respects the fact that Tina likes Jimmy Jr. And she will say, hey, he's going to be there. He's going to be this. She tries to put them together as much as possible. She's not even coming in between trying to take this guy. She respects the fact that she's going for someone who's not even her type, which girlhood experience, if your friend has ever gone for someone that you thought, to each their own, we all know what that feeling is like. They just look at you, but it's, no one's good enough for our friends at the end of the day. What are you supposed to say? You can look at any man and be like, nah, not for my girlfriends. And not for you guys either. No one will settle. I seem to get really riled up every time I start filming, and there's no reason for it. I was sitting in my room, it's very calm. I've got work tomorrow, I shouldn't be this riled up. Oh, but I am. A term you may not be familiar with, but I will remind you, is a beefot. Boys from other towns. Tammy and Tina use terms like this all the time, and they just get it. They know what a beefot is, and now we know what a beefot is. The importance of a beefot is when you're going on your summer fling and you get your boy from the other town or whatever. Anyways, there was an episode where Tammy moved in with the Belchers, essentially because she got left behind, and then she's living with them, and in that whole mess, there was Tina's perfect match fell from heaven and ended up in the restaurant, and he ended up falling for Tammy instead of falling for Tina, and that's just because it happened like that. Tammy trusted Tina with her phone and just said, text him, speak to the guy, do whatever. So Tina was pretending to be Tammy by texting the guy, because Tammy said text the guy, and then they came up with this whole scheme that Tina was pretending to be, like, Tina was saying the words that Tammy should have said, so the guy fell for Tina's words, but Tammy as a person, and also there was a whole thing.
What about you?
My favorite of those movies I've known about way before now is
Haunches of Glory.
Haunches of Glory.
Anyways, by the end of that episode, Tammy gave up her relationship with that guy for Tina. And we've seen, so that's Tammy opening herself up and, you know, being herself and being a good friend to Tina. And we've actually seen instances where Tina has been in the wrong when she has been fighting with Tammy. It was the babysitting episode where they both wanted to be babysitters, and Tina was unnecessarily being quite rude towards Tammy, saying, you know, her hair was, like, her hair dye had run out, she was making fun of her hair, she called her a horrible person, and I think Tammy really confronted her at the end of the episode saying, you call me horrible for no reason. You know, you're pretending like you're this nice girl, but sometimes I see you as a bully.
You're the one who said that I would make a bad babysitter, and then you called me horrible.
That was pretty harsh, T-Bird.
Just because you have glasses doesn't mean you're not a bully, and just because I'm beautiful doesn't mean I don't have feelings.
Oh, wow.
So it's not as black and white, this relationship between them. They see each other, it's not a hierarchy, they see each other as equals. And they also see each other as friends. So that really did hurt her. And to me, it's like, those are the moments that made these guys friends. Because you're able to apologize, you're able to be there, you're able to put that person's needs first, even before you realize you're best friends. Conflicts are personal, or they take it personally because they care about what the other person thinks. And in the same vein, they bring out the extremes in each other, where Tammy can get under Tina's skin, even by doing nothing sometimes, but she can get under Tina's skin, so she can get Tina really heated and riled up, and vice versa. Tammy goes above and beyond. She really just goes to extreme lengths when she's around Tina, you know, like almost, again, it's a comedic thing, but they're bringing out, eventually, as you grow older, from girlhood to womanhood, you learn how to bring the best out of your girlfriends. You realize it's your girlfriends till the end, you know? I guess this is just a love letter to my girlfriends, this video, if they watch it. As you go from girlhood to womanhood, you learn how to carry each other better. But for now, you know how to bring out the best in each other, you know how to tiptoe around certain things. But in middle school, where they currently are, you sort of get it and you sort of don't get it, because everything is very high stakes, everything is very emotional, which is why everything feels so extreme. But where there's extreme anything, there's also a lot of extreme care, there's also a lot of extreme love, and these two girls, they're powerhouses in their own way, and that's why together they work, and they're going to keep working. They will grow up and have a forever friendship. What we like about the show, what we like about Bob's Burgers, is the reality of it, of the reality and the relatability. Now, nothing is going to give you the middle school girl experience like Pen 15. If you haven't seen that, go watch that show right now. Honestly, that is the best depiction I have ever seen in a TV show, really. Like, that's the best depiction. But from a Bob's Burgers standpoint, you really should see it, honestly. But from a Bob's Burgers standpoint, Tammy and Tina are the only teenage moments that we get. And I'm so glad it's like teenage girlhood. And obviously I'm biased to think that. But anytime I get to see it, I enjoy it. I enjoy it when there are layers. I enjoy it when there is growth. And I enjoy it because it's still relevant even so many years down the line. It's going to be relevant forever. Because that's sort of the lessons you learn. And you learn not to be... Eventually you learn not to be scared of the women that challenge you. And you learn not to be scared of... I mean, not even scared. I don't even know if scared is the right word. You start adoring the women that challenge you. You start adoring the people you can be weird with, and they're weird around you. And it's I don't know, it's just very heartwarming. And that's why I was really excited to make this video. I knew I really wanted to talk about it. And I was talking to some of you in the comments as well, saying I really think this is gonna make sense. So I'm really happy. Also, I'm just gonna put a little disclaimer. I don't hate Tammy and Jocelyn. I also love that dynamic. Jocelyn is one of my favorite characters. So I hope it didn't come across that there's any hate towards them. They're a different kind of friendship that also works in its own way, in its own funny, little cute way. I just think, I know Tina and Jocelyn don't meld together, because that doesn't, and that's why Tina and Tammy stand out so much anyways. It was just a love letter to them, and to girlfriends, and to women, and to whoever I can think of. Just care for it all.
I would rather die.
I like to put stuff online.